So we got our chart. So in real time, they will be asking few things in the chart, and that is along with the employee ID. See, I can see the employee ID fine, but along with the employee ID, if I display the employee name, that would be more nice, right? So that means on x-axis you need employee ID along with employee name. So what you can do, you can add one more dimension definition under the dimension section itself. So you can copy this line, Control C, paste, and give the name. This is a dimension definition name. I'm giving this as name, means employee name, and I'm binding with the employee name. And in the values of the dimension, now you need to point out to this dimension definition name and also to this particular dimension definition name. Okay, so you already pointed out to this dimension definition. Now put a comma and you can point out to second dimension definition name as well. So now you will find it like this: 100001 Amit, 100002 Anil. So like this you will get. And second thing, title of the chart, and one more very important thing is, so here the salary is not getting, we can understand the salary that this is 5 lakhs, this is 10 lakhs, this is 15 lakhs, this is 20 lakhs. So we are able to understand. But so let's say if there is, so example Madhavi. So Madhavi's salary was somewhere between 15 lakhs and 10 lakhs. But I do not know exactly what is the value. So the second real-time requirement is they want the salary value to be displayed here on top of the pillar. So here itself. So how do you do this? So this is where you need to write a setting some Viz properties, and this should be done only from the controller. You can't do it from the view because of its hierarchical JSON structure. So let's go to the controller, and in a controller we need to write a onInit function, which is on initialization function. It's the first function that automatically get executed. So you already know that onInit function gets executed automatically. Okay. So here I'll get my Viz frame. That is, I'll get my Viz frame into the controller by using this by ID of the Viz frame, and by using a property function called Viz frame. It's an object, so we need to write O. So Viz frame dot set Viz properties. So there are few properties which you need to set to the Viz frame. So this is kind of a mandatory step. Okay. Normally for any UI element, the properties will be set within the view. But for Viz frame, you need to set from the controller. What is the reason? The reason is the Viz frame has hierarchical properties. They are not plain flat properties. They are hierarchical properties. So you need to do it from the controller level. So Viz frame dot set Viz properties, and the properties are of a JSON object like this. So open braces, closing braces, and now in between, so you can give this hierarchical property. I will tell you. Yeah. So this is what I'm basically talking about. Yeah. So these two properties we need to set And the properties, you can see they are hierarchical level properties, and that's the reason they have to be set from the controller level. See, property, plot area. Under the plot area, so you have a property called data label, visible true. Now what is this data label? Data label is nothing but whatever the value is there. So if you want the value to appear on top of the pillar, that is called data label. So do you want the data label to be visible or not? Yes. So I want the data label to be visible. So you need to write visible true. And second one, title. So do you want this particular title visible or not? Yes, visible. Then what is the text? Employee versus salary. That's all. Now let us see. What happened? So is there anything wrong in this plot area? This is title. And this is this. This is this. Seems to be fine. This by ID. I think this is wrong. This is ID Viz Frame. Yeah. Now let's refresh. Why suddenly it is saying no data? So we have a lot of data, right? Let me see if there is anything wrong with this. This by ID. ID Viz Frame dot set Viz properties PROPERTIS. That is also correct. Then plot area, data label visible, type value. This should work fine. Let us see the console if there is anything wrong. It's not a, that's not a error. It has came. I think this is because of the slowness of the server, guys. So if you observe, even here also in the browser, it's taking time to get the data. So it's because of the slowness. All right. So now you can see this 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, especially this particular value which I was talking about. This pillar is in between the 15 lakhs and 10 lakhs, but I do not know exactly what is its salary. So that is where this data label will help you. And one more thing that is coming out of the box from SAP UI5 libraries is you can click on any pillar, or you can just keep the mouse on the pillar. That is fine. So it automatically gives the details like, see, Anil, name, salary. So all these things it will give automatically. So for this, no coding required. Okay, right. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create a drop down here with all the 4 types of charts. And when I change the type of the chart, this entire chart should get changed. So let us go to the view, and in the height and width, I'm going to give only 90% because I'm going to keep a combo box here. So width 100% fine, but height 90%. So now I'm going to create a select box. So you already know the select box. So select and item subtag, apart, and then I need to create the drop-down items. The drop-down items are called UI.core. So let me give the shortcut name core. So you already know how to create a select box. So it's a core item with a text equal to column chart. Okay, now copy this, paste 4 times, bar chart, pie chart, line chart. Okay, now let us give the ID chart type. Now let's have a look at the output window. Right. So this is a select box. So in this, so by default, the first value will come and sit. So that is the select box. For combo box, the first value will not come. But anyway, we are displaying the column chart as the initial chart. So column chart is fine to show here. Now the moment if I select bar chart, I want this to be converted like a bar chart. So for example, if I select pie chart, I want this to be converted like a pie chart and line chart accordingly. So how to do this? So you defined the core item, that is fine, but actually you are basically dynamically setting this Viz type property. As of now, the Viz type is column, but for the bar, its value is bar. For the pie, its value is pie. For the line, its value is line. So that means this particular value I need to change dynamically basing on which value you selected from the drop down item. So when you select column chart, so basically you want column. When you select bar chart, so basically you need to set bar bar. So keep that as a key. So key equal to, because this is display value, but whatever we are going to set is the key. So COLU and then column. Now copy this. So paste here, 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 and write bar, write pie, write line. And whenever you change this particular selection, so we need to assign the change action, and you can write on select chart type. Now copy this, go to the controller and write your function. So I'm going to write a function here. Now inside the function, what you need to do, first get the value that you have selected from the drop down. So that is selected, let me write chart type equal to, so I need to read the value from this particular select box. So how to read the value from the select box? How to read the selected value from this drop down, that is select box? Anybody? This by ID of the select box. Now I will stop. Can anybody tell me what is the method to read the selected value from the select box? How can I read the selected value from the select box?
Get selected.
Get selected what? Get selected. Is the method completed? It is incomplete method. Come on, get selected. What? We have written so many times. We have so many drop downs in our application by now. Your filter area, complete filter area has lot many drop downs. Huh?
OE event and binding. We want to.
Not required OE event here.
Get selected key binding.
Get selected key, that's all. Okay. So your select box dot get selected key, so will give you the corresponding key of whatever the item that you have selected. So now I got the chart type. Now I just need to set it to the Viz Frame. So I also need to point out. So point out to your Viz Frame, which is this one, and set this property dynamically. So you need to write setter method, set type. So you know how to set any property. So set and then the property name. Set property name is Viz type, so it becomes set Viz type, and I'm keeping whatever the chart type that you have selected from the drop down. That's all. Okay, now refresh. Now I'm changing to bar chart. Sorry. I'm selecting bar chart. I'm selecting pie chart, line chart. Now it is like this. Get selected key, ID chart type. Let's set type chart type. That is perfect. Key, bar, pie, line, column, change. On select chart type. Okay, so if this kind of situation comes to you, what you will do? Debug. So hit F12. This is error. So it is saying this set type is not correct. So you can see that in the console, set type is not a function. So which is at line number 24. Yeah. So set type is not correct exactly because the property name is Viz type. So you need to write set Viz type. It is not just type, it is set Viz type. So what is our setter method syntax? Set plus property name. So property name is Viz type. How can I write set type? So set Viz type and then the chart type. Now refresh. It should work. I'm changing from column chart to bar chart. Yes, working. Changing from this to pie chart and then changing to the line chart. Okay, back to column chart. So similarly, you can also keep some filters about this particular chart, just like the way we kept filters for our employee table. So you can keep the filters like you want to see the salary of ABAPers, and you want to see the salary of maybe team leads, particular chart. Okay, let me do this. After the select box, I'm going to create a simple form. Simple form library is not added. I'm using it without adding. So that's why it is giving the error. SAP.UI layout form. Okay, so let's add a simple form, editable true, and the label span, empty span, all that stuff. I will just copy it from here. So we already have so many simple forms. So let us take layout equal to responsive grid layout and label span and empty span. Layout responsive grid layout, label span I'm just giving 3. Actually 3 itself is more than enough. Empty span 0. Why the empty span is 0? Okay. So I might have copied from somewhere. Let us give the empty span 5. So here also fine, and this is not required. So we have the simple form, and inside the simple form, let us keep 3 filters. So we have colon content. I'm going to create my first filter, that is label, text equal to employee. We'll keep the simple filters like skill. So skill filter. So basing on the skill, I want to know who are admin what? So input field, and let's give ID skill. Now copy and paste this. So I want it for another one basing on the skill, one basing on designation. Okay. What else we can say? Employee ID, name. So normally people won't, filter basing on employee IDs, names, and all. Normally, those people who are ending basing on the skill. So which skill is getting highest package, something like that. So skill and then designation. What else? I think these two are fine. So let's keep these two. And we need a go button here. So let me create a flex box because I want the button at the end actually. So justify content equal to end. And now I'm going to create a button. So button text equal to go. And you can also create a reset button just like the way we created. Accept. So this equal to on this go. So let's have a look at the output window and then we'll decide. Yeah, so we are getting skill and designation. And here, so you can give a simple form title that is filtered charts. That's right. Title equal to filter charts by skill, designation. DSIG. Now this is looking fine, and this go button, if it is little coming fine, then it looks nice. So what you can do, you can also create a reset button now itself. Equal to reset, right equal to reject, red color, and you can write on press. Let's have a look at the output window. Now you have two buttons, go and reset. These two are touching each other, so what we can do, we can just maintain a class equal to SAP UI tiny margin, and so want to maintain the tiny margin and so still touching each other. That means so whatever I have given is having some spelling mistake. So the UI tiny margin and yeah, fine. So till here it is fine. So last but not least, so whatever the skill you entered, whatever the designation you entered, and click on the go button. So I need to write the logic. So when you click on go, you have written press action on press go. So copy this, go to the controller and start writing your logic. The logic goes same to same as you filtered your table. So remember, your chart and table both are same. Okay, only representation differs. So whatever you have done to filter your table, the same thing you need to do to filter your chart. So let's read the skill, and by using this by ID, ID skill, and you need to write get value. Now it's the same statement you can copy, and this is for designation, and you can write ID designation dot get value. Now what you have done in case of your table, so you added a filter library, SAP /UI/model/filter, So this one you added and the shortcut name for the filter. And then you declared a empty array of filters. Okay, and wherever the value is not equals to empty, so wherever the end user filled this particular field, okay, that is nothing but not equals to so single equals to this practice is double equals to. Okay. So if skill is not equal to empty, that means end user has entered something in the skill. So he has entered something in the skill. So you need to send this as a filter. Okay. So your array dot push new filter, and inside the filter, so this is a skill. So your OData field name, comma, operator equals to, comma, its value. So I'm keeping the value. Same to same code, guys, no difference from your table and this chart. As I mentioned already, table and chart both are same UI. So same concept, but representation is different. So if designation is not equal to empty, then you can do it by using basic equals to designation. Okay. So after the if conditions are over, now what you need to do, you need to trigger. So what you need to trigger? You need to trigger employee set, and after that you need to write question mark dollar filter skill equals to something. So how do you construct this one? So you will point out to your chart by using this, not using this. You will point out to your chart using flattened data set, because the data binding is done not to the Viz frame. The data binding is done to the flattened data set. So let us assign an ID here. So ID flattened data set. So getting my point, guys? So I'm not pointing to the Viz frame because the entity set binding is done to the flattened data set. So I need to point out flattened data set. So I need to write this by ID, my flattened data set dot. Now I need to get this employee set binding, so which is done to the data. So I need to write get binding. Get binding. Which binding I need to get? Data binding. So if you remember, in case of our table, we have written get binding items. So items is the binding that is done to the table. So I pointed out to the this by ID table dot get binding items. So here the binding is done to the flattened data set. So I pointed out there by using its ID and get binding data. So get binding data gives me till this employee set, which is nothing but it gives me till here. Now to construct this question mark dollar filter and the filters, so same thing you need to do just like in your employee search. So dot filter and then pass this ahead. So dot filter will be converted like question mark dollar filter equals to, and then you are passing this array. So this array is nothing but your skill equal to something, designation equal to something. Now let's write the reset functionality as well. So where is the reset? On press reset. So when you reset it, so you need to clear out your form by using set value. So instead of get value, you need to write set value. So designation dot set value, and you also need to trigger this URL once again of the chart with empty array so that it again shows all the data. So we are clearing out our form and we are just get binding data.
Sorry, there's one. So here we are saying not set binding, we are saying get binding. Still, how it is setting the data? So
Am I getting?
we are saying get binding data, right?
So
So,
get
but
binding
how?
means it is bringing this URL. Okay, it is bringing this URL, and we are saying filter with empty. Empty area means, so basically it get to only this URL. So this URL will hit to the backend. Okay.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
here constructing the URL basically. So what we are doing here, we are constructing the URL and hitting that URL. Okay.
Okay.
So we are reaching this binding so that I get this URL. That's all. So get this URL and hit it. So this is not a new line. Same line we have written even in the employee search. So if you go and open it, it's same line. Okay. Now let's see if this gets filtered. Let me write by skill SAP UI5 and then click go. So these two are there, Madhavi and Amit. So both belongs to SAP UI5. So let us see out of this team lead. Click go. None of them are team leads, I guess. Developer. Click go. Yeah. So Amit is a developer. And I can click research and everything will come. So basically my point is same. So your table and this chart both are same to same. So the way you filtered your table, similarly you can also filter your chart. So that's all for today. In tomorrow's class, maybe by tomorrow's class, I may try to create a trial account. And from the trial account, we'll see the deployment topic once again, because nowadays we are not using WebID at all. Actually, we can say the WebID is dead. So I will create a new trial account and I will try to pull the code. We already have the downloaded zip folder. I will try to pull this code into the business application studio, and I will show you the deployment once again. And after that, we have the tile creation class. So we didn't still created the tile in the Fiori Launchpad. After that, there is one more class called cross application navigation. So how to navigate from one application to the other application by passing the data and all. Okay. So these are the main pending topics. All right, guys. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave for today.
Rizwan. Hello.
Yeah.
Rizwan, actually, just I'm going through the filter and search. Over there, I got a wildcard functionality, right? So, do we have that any topic on that? Because when we search down, right, we have a number of values. 001. So, how to get that?
User want to filter using 4.1 series,
41
maybe.
for
Kind
for
of.
one series.
So you want to search it basing on 4.1 and star, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for that, you need to depend on Fiori elements, because this functionality is not present in SAP UI5. Instead, you need to use Fiori elements where we use a smart table. So the smart table, smart filter bar we use. So there the functionality will come. Okay. So let me just
Okay.
show you. So if you want, here also you can do, but star mark is not allowed over here. So let me show you here itself. Here is our employee ID application. Parallelly, let me log in here also. I'm adding one more filter, that is employee ID. I understood your requirement. Let's go to the controller, and here, so I need one more value. Okay. So here, for this particular employee ID, when you are writing this if condition, so instead of the equals to operator, you need to write something called starts with. Starts with. So let me show you first, then you will understand. In SAP UI5 also you can do, but that's little custom logic. But in Fiori elements, this comes out of the box. So let me show you, then you will understand. So since I have the charts application here. So here all are okay. Unfortunately, yeah, we have 6 series, right? So let me write employee ID 600. But anyway, star will not work in SAP UI5. That is something you need to write the custom logic. But when I click on the go button, what is the exact meaning of your coding? The meaning of your coding is employee ID should start with this employee ID. What is this employee ID? 600. So I didn't kept equal to operator. So instead of the equal to operator, I just kept starts with. So click on the go button. Now you will find only the 6 series. Okay. But the moment I add star, for example, if I add star here and click on the go button, you will not find anything. Why? Because 600 star and the condition is employee ID which is starting with 600 star. So there is no employee ID which is starting with 600 star, right? So in SAP UI5, what you need to do if you want this star, with the set with the star, you need to write your own custom logic, like if the star is present at the beginning or at the end. So basing on that, you need to change this particular operator. If the star is at the end, you need to use starts with operator. If the star is at the beginning, then you need to use ends with operator, ends with. So like this we write. So once upon a time we used to write like that only. So some clients used to ask this kind of star functionality. Okay, it's not only star, but also people will use less than, greater than, and all. But that's very very complicated, because just to get what is the character you have entered, whether it is star, whether it is what is its position, is the star at the beginning, is the star at the ending, is the star in the middle, and greater than, less than. So ultimately it is nothing but a filter operator in this particular filter library. So that's ultimate. Now, since it is becoming very difficult for this kind of wild character entry in these input fields, SAP has given this solution in the Fiori elements. So let me open, this is Fiori elements application, Fiori list report application. So here, employee ID. So here I have many options. So let me click on go. Okay. So any employee ID which is starting with, so there are two employee IDs which are starting with 1, 2. So what I can do, I can go here and I can simply use define conditions. So this comes out of the box. So I can write starts with 1, 2. 1, 2, that's all. Sorry. 1, 2. So now you can see it is becoming 1, 2 star automatically. Okay, you can also directly type 1, 2 star over here. Now click the go button. Now you can see only these two. So instead of, I went into the F4 help and all, I can also type 1, 2 star. That's all, and click on the go button. So like that also it will work. So this is given out of the box in Fiori elements. But in SAP UI5, if you want to develop, yes, you can develop it. But you need to take care of this entire logic, whether the star is at the beginning, ending. Not only star, here you can define the conditions. Not only contains, I can write greater than, less than, anything I can write, right? So all the symbols, if their positions, a lot of stuff you need to write in SAP UI5. So that is a reason whenever that kind of requirement comes, so that will be switched to Fiori elements nowadays, but once upon a time we use it to write also. That is custom logic, using our own logic.
So this one you are saying that when you are typing the employee number, so it is suggesting the numbers, right? So that also only possible in Fiori elements, not in UI5. Am I correct?
No, it is possible in UI5 also. That is possible. So typing something.
Yeah, it is suggesting. It is something. It is suggesting, right?
It is possible in SAP UI5 also. So inside the input field, there is something called suggestion items. So there you need to bind again with the same entity search. Okay, then it will come. It is possible in UI5 also, but that wild character entry and all.
Okay. Okay.
There is an advantage, there is a disadvantage here. Fiori elements disadvantage is it is not as flexible as UI5. Okay, if you see even now, some customer requirements, they can't be done without freestyle development. Okay. So in Fiori elements, most of the thing is done out of the box by the framework itself. So the limitation over there is it is not flexible. You need to stick to what SAP has given, that's all. SAP is trying to make it flexible as well. Let's see. Okay, so fine guys, I will send this project and the video. We'll meet in tomorrow's class with the deployment topic once again.